This the lay of the land going to be for today. Yeah, we almost at 11 o'clock already. So I want to get through the information so you guys get all the great stuff to help you. So any questions that you do have, let's save them towards the end. I can answer them. I can go over the documentations that we have, and then we can wrap up. How does that sound? Perfect. All right. So if you've never heard of Truist before, up this way, think of BB&T. So BB&T and SunTrust merged together in 2019. So that's where Truist came into play. So our purpose at Truist is to inspire and build better lives and communities. So we do that by actually being out in the community, helping people with resources, financial help, giving back to the community. We have something called a Lighthouse Project where we might plant a community garden. We might help giving supplies to a shelter. There's many things that we do to be out in the community and help. And we don't do it for a photo op. We do it to give back and help people be empowered. So that's what Truist does. So Truist celebrates small business owners. So think of yourself as a risk taker, a creator, a community hero. We want to help you. The great thing about Truist, we focus on three things: scale and service. So what that means is you're going to get a personal touch with your banker. Your banker's going to be checking in on you. Hey, how are things going? Do you need any help? I got this great promotion that's going to help you, giving you resources and specials to help you along your journey. Partnership and commitment. So what that means is you're not going to go in, open the account, here's your packet, have a nice day. We're going to continue to work with you and grow with you and help you be successful. And then expertise and resources. So I will tell you right off the bat, if you guys ask me something, I will tell you, you know what? I'm not sure. Let me get the right answer for you, the expert, and I'll get it back to you. And that's what we do. We have experts that can help in certain areas that can benefit you. All right. So the agenda that we're going to be talking about today: improving the cash flow of your business, continue to build and expand your business, and protect your business, which is a very big one, is what we're going to talk about. So your business expectations. So ask yourself the following questions if you haven't already. How long have you been in business? What are your annual sales going to be, or estimated sales if you're just starting out? Where do you see your business in 5 years? So setting a goal for yourself. And then what do you need to know, do, or learn to get there? Those are some questions that you want to ask yourself. Keep your answers in the back of your mind, maybe, if you never thought about it. But this is a great foundation to help you get started. All right. So some fundamentals for business growth. So keep in mind, every business is going to be unique. The person next to you could be doing the same business, but you two might run it differently, and that's all right. But there's some foundational things that you're going to need. You're going to need a business bank account. A lot of times people say, oh, I got my personal account. I'm going to run everything through. Please don't do that. We'll talk about that next week a lot, about the importance of separating those two, but it's important to have a business bank account. You also want to have efficient methods to receive payments from your customers. So cash, check, card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. We'll talk about that. It's good to have those different type of methods. The same when it comes to paying your suppliers. They might take different means, so you want to be able to do that. Cash flow management tools, access to credit, and insurance coverage. Those are things that you want to keep in mind. So depending on where you are with your business, you only might need one of these. You might need two of these. You might need all of these. It all depends what your needs are and what's going to work for you. All right. So a question, we maybe take one or two. What are some common finance challenges for business owners? What would you guys say? Yes.
I would definitely say, you said separate the two accounts and
Mm-hmm.
not have your money going into your personal and business account. Because I do that.
Okay.
And one of the questions when they ask like, what do you want to learn, what do you want to do? I said, I want to start running my business more like a business than a hobby because I love to do it so much.
Mm-hmm.
There are aspects of it where it's kind of like, maybe you should not be doing it. But
Right.
it's just because I love doing what I do. But that I think that is one, making sure that you separate the two in finances.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes.
Cash flow.
Yes. Cash flow is very important. And yes.
Personally, marketing.
Marketing? Okay. All right. Very good. We'll keep moving along. So, manage your business cash flow. So, when it comes to your business banking, there's some things that you want to keep in mind. When it comes to your business financial accounts, helps you do four things. First of all, managing your business. As a business owner, that's very important. You want to be organized and you want to know what's going on with your business at all times. Understanding and managing your business cash flow. We'll talk some more about what cash flow is. Um, Establishing a professional reputation. I always say first impression is everything. That first impression, you're meeting a potential client, could either be a client you went over or a client that's going to go down the street and go to somebody else. So that's very important. And then comply with IRS regulations. Please do everything correctly in the beginning. Do not cut corners. Don't try to take shortcuts because it's going to come back to bite you in the long run. And we don't want the IRS coming knocking at your business because either you didn't pay taxes or you didn't do something correctly. Just do things correctly the first time so there's no issues. And then your personal account. So you have your business. I know some of you guys said your business, your little side hustle part-time right now. That's okay. But you want to take care of home as well too. So making sure you're paying your bills at home. A lot of business owners, they don't think about retirement. You still want to think about retirement as a business owner. So you want to grow your retirement funds. You definitely want to support your household. You want to do that. And then reach your personal goals. So we talk about goals a lot when we do these presentations. So I'm not sure if you ever heard of the acronym SMART. That's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. You want to have goals for your business, but also for your personal as well too. You want to take care of you as well because that's very important. All right. So you get to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm ready to get this business account open. Let me start the process of what documentation I need. So the first thing that you are going to need is an employer identification number. That's your EIN number. So you will go to irs.gov to register that. That is what you're going to need. Some of the things you're going to need to open your business bank account. Once you have that and you have your paperwork that your business is registered with the state and other formation paperwork, you're able to go to the bank and open a business checking account and request a debit card. That debit card is important for a couple of reasons. One, if you have employees, maybe your business, you say, hey, we got to buy toilet paper, paper towels. We have an event coming up. Go take the card and go buy it and bring me back the receipt. You're able to purchase those items and keep track of it. Or another thing too, let's say you have a great event on a weekend, you got all this cash and checks. It's like, I don't want to hold on to this till Monday morning. You can go to the ATM, deposit those cash and checks and put it right into your business account. So that's great. Opening a business credit card. So business credit card is subject to credit approval. But this is a great way to start because with business credit card, you don't have to have 2 years of business income showing profit and sales and things of that sort. The business credit card is going to go off what's called a personal guarantee. So what that means is if your personal credit is A1 and everything's great, you can apply for a business credit card off of your income, your credit score, and what your credit is looking like. This is a great way to start building that credit. So let's say within 2 years, you're making good money, you're paying your credit card on time, then maybe you're able to apply for that loan or line of credit that you need to expand your business or have a growth opportunity. And then the biggest one, pay yourself by transferring your salary from your business account to your personal account. So what I will say here, I get this question a lot. How much should I pay myself? I don't know what to do. This is when you would bring in, it's about them specialists, either a tax person or an accountant that can give you the best information on how much you should pay yourself from what you have going in. So just please keep that in mind. But those are some ways that can help you. And like I said, we'll do a deeper dive in this next week with the next course. It talks about separating personal and business finances, but just kind of gives the groundwork for how to do that. All right. So what you are going to need to open a business deposit account. So for each business owner, you're going to need your social security number, your date of birth, personal address, not a P.O. box, a government issued ID that's not expired. And I say that because if you come to the bank with an expired ID we put into the system is going to reject it. So please make sure the ID is valid. And then individual percent of ownership. So when you go to the bank, you will fill out what's called a beneficial ownership form. So what that form does, it'll say how much percentage each partner has in the business. Now, if it's just you, it's 100%. It's all about you. You ain't got to share nothing with nobody. Everything goes to you. So that's for each business owner. And then for your business, your legal business name, your federal tax ID or employer identification number, your business organization paperwork and start date, and business physical address. What I recommend for your paperwork, keep everything in a folder or a binder. That way you know where everything is. So that way when you go to the bank and they ask for it, here you go. Here's everything that you need. They can copy, put what they have in the system, give it back to you, and you know where everything is. So that's a good way to help you keep that in mind as well. All right. So some tips for business and debit and credit card use, responsible use. So we kind of touched on the debit card for everyday purchases, ATM deposits, provide to employees to make purchases for the business, and then protect you from fraud. You know, fraud, unfortunately, is a very big thing in the world today. So you want to protect yourself at all costs. The same can go for a business credit card. So good for everyday purchases, protects from fraud, controls cash flow. So some people use the credit card as a means of cash flow. So let's say a vendor's late paying you and you got to buy supplies for an event or something's going on, they'll use that credit card to be able to pay for whatever they have to. And when they get that money from that vendor, they pay the credit card back. And with the credit card too, they get perks. So cash back, travel rewards, points, airlines, whatever your needs are. There's different perks and benefits that come with the credit card. And then also establishing a credit history for your business. That's going to be key as well with establishing that. So that way you have the opportunity to get more credit for your business. Whether that's growth opportunities, expanding, you'll be able to do that. All right, cash flow. So what is cash flow? So your cash flow is your money in minus your money out. So think of your money in, your income sources. So if you're selling merchandise, providing services, that's your money coming into the account. And then you subtract your expenses going out. So if you have office supplies, employee wages, tools and equipment, whatever is going out of your account, that's your expenses. Once you deduct that and what's left over, that is your cash flow. So that cash flow can be used for a couple things. It can be used for savings, growth opportunities. If you have business debt, that can go down to pay your business debt. Now, if you're realizing at the end of each month, I'm at zero or I'm in the red each month, you might want to go back and look, okay, do I have enough coming in or am I spending too much and too much is going out and I'm not able to balance it? So it's important to have some type of tracking mechanism to help you see what you're doing each month. And with that tracking, there's going to be a chart coming up here. Make sure I didn't miss it. Nope, I didn't. Okay. There we go. So how do you manage your cash flow? So this gives an example here of what some business owners might do. Now, this isn't right or wrong. All depends how you manage it and what's going to work for you. Some people have one business account and they run everything through that business account. So their payroll, taxes, expenses, everything goes to that account. Some people want it separated. So they might have their primary account, then they have an account for payroll. So they want to make sure that that payroll money, their employees are able to get paid to take care of their families, and there's not going to be any issues. What we've seen sometimes, some people, business owners, have a primary account, and unfortunately, it might get hacked or there's fraud, and now it's like, I can't pay my employees. I got to open a new account. This money's on hold. Those are things that you want to keep in mind. Some have a savings and reserve account. I recommend doing that. Even if it's something small, maybe $25 a month you're putting away to start building your savings reserves. That's important to do that. Some do it for merchant. Their merchant processing goes into their taxes. Whatever's going to help you be successful and you can manage it, I highly recommend doing that. Collecting money. So cash and checks. We're now in the world of Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, those type of things. Debits and credit cards, wires and ACH payments, that's your money coming in. And then making payments. So Checks, yes, some people still use checks for their business. Debit cards, credit cards, transfer, bill pays, wire, ACHs, and payroll. Those are money that's going out. So those are things that can be beneficial to help you. Keep in mind with the wires and ACHs, depending on your bank or the company, there might be a charge associated with that. So just be mindful of that if you're doing those type of wires, because that can be an extra charge as well. All right, why is my? There we go. Okay. Cash flow statement. So, a cash flow statement can be very beneficial for you as a business owner for a couple reasons. Helps you to reflect operational trends. So, am I trending good? Am I trending bad? You can keep track of that. Identify cash flow fluctuations. Provides insights into business liquidity and project the ability to pay expenses as they become due. Some ways you can use a cash flow statement for your business. Some accountants will use it for the businesses to keep track of what's going on. Sometimes a financial institution might ask for a cash flow statement if you're doing a loan or something of that sort. Um, if you're using like a QuickBooks or like an accounting software, sometimes a cash flow statement will be in there as well. So there's many different uses for it. And on this next page here, and it's in your workbook, it gives an example of a cash flow statement. So what I appreciate about this, it breaks it down into 5 months. So if you're trying to keep track of maybe month 1 and 2, you were doing great. 3 and 4 was kind of not good, and then 5 was in the middle. Now you can go back and compare and see, okay, what did I do month 1 and 2 that was different from 3 and 4? And are there any ways that I can maybe change something, tweak something, increase costs, whatever the case may be. But what I appreciate about the cash paid out, there's so many different type of categories. So advertising, contract labor, business insurance, employee benefits programs, office expenses, rent or lease, repairs, taxes, utilities. The list can go on and on. This shows the many different type of expenses that can be incurred when it comes to a business. And then you have your subtotal, and then you have what you have on hand after everything is paid. Yes.
Are the categories standard, or do you make them up based on your business?
Most are standard, but you can make some up depending on your business needs. You can make them up. But most of these here, in most cases, they pertain to all businesses. May not be all of them, but majority of them pertain to a business, yes.
And do they marry to other financial statements that are not cash flow, like a balance sheet?
Mm-hmm.
Like, would it be the same for each if when you set it all up? The categories.
The categories, yes. Mm-hmm. And also, too, sometimes with your bank, if you don't have a bank account already, you'll see this. Sometimes your bank account will tell on you. So it'll categorize for you if you spent too much, just one category. If you're spending on rent each month, how much you're spending, it'll do like a pie chart, a graph, something like that. It will tell on you, keep you on track. So don't be scared if you see something. How did my bank know that? It keeps track of it. Optimizing your cash flow. So reduce operational costs. Are there certain things that you can cut out that's going to help you have more money? Streamline accounts payable and accounts receivable processes. Outsource time-consuming tasks. So I know we talked a lot about marketing. So if you're spending a lot of time on maybe other things, and it's like, I really have to market and get my name out there, maybe you might hire somebody or something where they can focus on those time-consuming tasks so you can get out there and promote your business. Um, get rid of outdated or unused equipment. If you got equipment that's sitting in the corner collecting dust and you got spider webs on it and everything else, sell it, get rid of it, make some money for you so you can have that go into your pocket. And then I know this is a big one that's hard for a lot of business owners. Evaluate your pricing for potential increases. Now, sometimes people say, I don't want to increase my prices because my clients aren't going to come back. They're not going to buy my product. Let me tell you something. If the client, one, likes you, you give them good service, and they like the product, trust me, they will understand. They will keep buying the product. If you have people where it's like, you know what, I don't want to go anymore because they raised the prices, that wasn't the client for you. And that's okay. You have to be mindful of that. You got to take care of your business. You got to pay your bills. You got to make money. So if your price has to increase, it is what it is. They will understand. Some questions you can ask yourself when it comes to your cash flow. What are your biggest expenses? Are there areas you could cut costs? Are there ways to optimize accounts payable and account receivable process? Also, with these two, your biggest expenses and areas you can cut costs, you can do that personally as well too. Are there things you can cut out on your personal day-to-day lives that maybe, hey, I can be saving money in this aspect as well? So those are questions that you want to ask. All right. So building and expanding your business. We want everyone to expand their business and grow and make a boatloads of money and have it just flowing into the business account. So merchant services is one way. So your merchant services is your payment acceptance. If you're taking credit cards, debit cards, the Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, there's different ways you can accept it. So with some of the merchant services products, they have something called a swipe simple. So if you plug it into your phone, you can swipe a card if you're out at an event, anything of that sort. There's apps that you can take payments. If you have a storefront, you might have a cash register where you put everything, your supplies, your inventory into there, and you keep track of it. So it's many different ways. Customer analytics, you can understand your target market. So as a business owner, you might be focused on just this one area here, but if you look to your left or your right, you might have more clients that you didn't even think about or take advantage of. So that can help you as that way. And then transaction protection against fraud and data theft. A lot of times we hear about data breaches, things of that sort. So you want to have that in place. Also keep in mind, unfortunately, you had those people that try to have a come up. So they might buy a product from you, and then 5 days later, they might say, oh, this product broke me out, or I was itching, or something happened, and they'll try to put a claim in for you. You want to have that protection as well. That merchant services can help you with that. Now, you may say, well, Reggie, do I need merchant services? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Does your business have to take credit cards? Are you going to be selling products and services? Those are things you want to ask yourself. Every business does not have to have merchant services. But if you do, how are you currently accepting payments? Which methods do you accept so customers can pay quickly and easily? Because everyone's constantly on the go nowadays. And then what type of business do you have if you're going to need merchant services? All right. So we get this a lot. Why does a business need to borrow money? So these give some examples here. So maybe you're purchasing new equipment, tools, or supplies for your business. Maybe you need to gain access to startup capital to start that business up. Having funds available for growth opportunities. So I know some of you guys say you have work from home. Maybe your goal is to have a storefront. So maybe you say, you know what? I want to have money available. So if I see a storefront, I'm able to purchase that, whether it's renting, leasing, or buying that building to be able to grow my business. Depending where you are with your business, whether it's seasonal, you want to have money set aside for that as well. And then if you have any business debt, consolidating that as well can be some reasons to borrowing needs for a business. All right, so some borrowing solutions. So I know a lot of times you'll hear loans, lines of credit, things of that sort. And say, well, what's the difference? So these give some examples here. So a small business loan. So that is a one lump sum for what you need. That could be inventory, unexpected expenses, debt consolidation. A lot of times with these business loans, there's no collateral required. So what that means is, if it's no collateral, you don't got to put up your house, your car, your firstborn, your dog. You don't got to do none of that. They're going by credit history, income, and saying, okay, their credit's good. They have good income to be able to pay this loan back. We'll take a chance on them and give them this loan. That's where a lot of the business loans that clients do come into play here. A small business auto loan, pretty much it's an auto loan for your business. So you have a vehicle for your business. Maybe you want to replace it, upgrade it, or you want to buy one. Then you would do a small business auto loan. A small business commercial vehicle and equipment loan. So that's if you're purchasing new equipment or vehicles or refinancing them. So Perfect example. Think about Amazon. Every time you turn you see a Prime truck somewhere, either in your neighborhood or on the highway, what Amazon does, whatever bank they deal with, they might have a deal where they buy maybe 10 to 15 trucks at a time, and they have this agreement with them. Or an equipment loan could be, let's say you have a restaurant and you need a commercial refrigerator, an oven, things of that sort. That's where an equipment loan will come into play for there. Small business real estate loan, as if you're buying or refinancing real estate for businesses or for investment purposes. And then this is a very big one we hear a lot about, a small business line of credit. So it gives you access to money whenever you need it, whether that's expanding inventory, managing cash flow, or grabbing hold of a new opportunity. So we're going to pause here for a second. So we see this a lot in the banking world, the lovely world of, well, TikTok was gone, but now it's back. Unless you delete your app, then you can't get into TikTok at all. But anyway, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's a great resource to have. Great resource to have. However, if you see something on there and it seems too good to be true, please ask that bank or that business. This is what I saw. Is this true or is this not legit? Give you a perfect example. A couple years back, Truist was new in the area, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, go to Truist. You can walk and get a $50,000 loan, no issues, no problem. You can walk right in and get it." So at the time, I was managing a branch in Hamilton, New Jersey. And since I was close to New York, a lot of people always come in and think, I'm going to come from New York, New Jersey and get $50,000. If your credit is not good, if you don't have the income, if your credit score is not good, you are not going to walk and get a business loan. It's not going to happen. With most business loans and lines of credit, they want to see you have had income coming in for your business for at least 2 years. So please don't listen to TikTok and Instagram. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. It ain't real. Have a conversation with that bank, build a relationship with them to see what the needs are and how they can help you. And if you do need a loan, that's great. Help them get you to that point of what goals that you need to set to be able to get that money. Kind of touch us a little bit what to know about business loans. So the best type of financing for your business depends on your situation and what you want to accomplish. So maybe you just need a credit card. Maybe you need a loan, line of credit. Maybe you need all three. You want to sit down and see, what do I need for my business? What can I afford? What's going to work for me? Business credit cards are a great way to start building business credit. We talked about business loans are unsecured, many of them, meaning they're supported by your credit worthiness without collateral. Always make sure the loan terms allow for your expected cash flow so you can meet the payment terms. So if you got approved for, let's say, a $40,000 line of credit, but you know in the back of your mind, I don't know if I can pay this each month if I take all this money out, but I'm going to do it anyway. Please don't do that. If you say to yourself, I got approved for 40, but I know I only can afford 20, tell the lender that, you know what, can we lower that so I can make sure I'm paying this? And then when I do have more money coming in and I'm selling more product, then let's increase that line of credit. Successfully repaying a business-related loan helps your business credit score. That's important as well. If you need to borrow, expect that each month you'll need to pay interest and usually some portion of the outstanding loan balance. And then we touched on this, lenders may require owners to provide a personal guarantee as well. So you want to make sure that your personal credit is on point as well too if you're owning a business and any type of lending opportunity, because they're going to look at that as well. All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, making good time here. So protecting your business. I don't know how many times when I'm out in market, prospecting, talking to business owners, oh, I don't have business insurance. I don't need it. You need business insurance. 3 things that you want to remember. Business insurance protects you against unforeseen events. You never know what's going to happen. Minor mishaps can lead to large lawsuits. Let's say you got a storefront, it's raining or it's snowing. Somebody walks in, oh, there's a puddle. Let me kind of walk back and slip on this puddle and sue this business. People do that, unfortunately. It does happen. You want to have insurance in place for that. At a minimum, general liability is a must for all business owners. So, work with an insurance professional to determine appropriate coverage for your business. So, little plug I will put in. At Truist, we do business insurance. So, if there is a need that you do have, when we get your accounts open and things of that sort, we can put a referral in for a business insurance person to reach out to you and to see, one, what your need is, but also what your budget is. How much can you afford for the insurance? And we can see what's going to be a good fit for you. So I'll give you a perfect example. I had a client of mine a couple of years back. He had a store in Defford Mall, actually. Had a great day, closes shop for the night, goes home. Comes back the next morning, and what happens? His store got flooded. Sprinkler system malfunction, ruined all of his equipment, his supplies, his samples. But he had insurance. So, because he had the insurance, everything was able to be, most part, recovered, and he could buy everything back. This same client, a month later, he goes to LA, did a fashion show, comes out, someone breaks into his rental car. Stole his camera, his iPad, his samples, his watch, everything else. I said, somebody was watching you the whole time when you were traveling. But once again, he had the insurance, he was able to recover it. So, in his mind, he didn't know any of that was going to happen. So, it's important to have those precautions in place for you as a business owner to be able to save you. Some potential other risks when it comes to insurance. So that can be fire, cybercrime, bodily injury, theft, property damage, disability, missed wages, vehicular accidents are some potential risk.
Does that all follow under general liability? All these kinds of things?
There's different claims. So general liability is one, and then depending on what it is, it can be different types of insurance.
So all these potential risks could fall into different types.
Yes. 3 types. Commercial property insurance. So that covers everything from your building, your inventory, your signage, furniture, anything, any safeguards, loss, theft, or damage. Business interruption. So that was a big thing, especially when lovely COVID came into play and when it first started in 2020. And a lot of businesses unfortunately had to close because there wasn't any income coming in. They didn't have any employees. Everything was shut down. People weren't able to pay their bills. Some business owners had this business interruption insurance, so they were able to be able to pay their bills, pay their employees, and keep those doors open. General liability coverage is one, manages risk and protects your business from claims or lawsuits. This is a big one, the life and disability insurance. A lot of people feel as though, I don't need life insurance, I don't need disability insurance. That's not a need. You never know what's going to happen when you walk out your door every day, whether you're going to work, you're leaving work, coming home. Please keep this in mind. If you don't have life insurance or life insurance at the most, please get a quote. There's different resources out there. They go by your budget, but have something in place. God forbid something does happen, you want your loved ones to be able to handle your final costs, whether that's personal or for your business, so they can take care of that. So please keep that in mind. Make that a goal. If you don't have it, I highly recommend to do that as well. Some other types, workman's comp insurance covers lost productivity, employee medical expenses, and missed wages. Commercial auto insurance covers a company vehicle in the event of an accident, damage, or theft. Business interruption insurance, any event that caused your business to close or missed out on income. And then cyber fraud insurance helps protect your business from data breaches and other cyber attacks. We know we see data breaches a lot lately. I think Wawa was one, AT&T, there's a whole bunch out there. So there's insurance for that as well. All right. I'm not going to put you off to no true or false. Well, you know what? Yeah, why not? All right. So the first question. So this is going to be true or false. Business insurance helps protect your business so you can focus on running it. What would you say? All right. Very good. True or false? Minor mishaps can lead to large lawsuits. Yes. If your business has employees, you should have workers' comp insurance. Yeah, love y'all. Y'all on it. If you rent your space, you don't need commercial property insurance. She said would have been false. If you're young and able-bodied, you don't need life or disability insurance. Good answer. You guys are on it. Great. Um, so, in your workbook on that page there, it says write down examples of how insurance can protect your business and your employees. You don't got to do it now, but think about it has general liability, life, workman's comp, and other types of insurance. Um, Jot down some answers how you can be protected for you, your business, and your employees as well. That's very important. All right. So, how much time we got here? Okay, we're doing okay. I know it says what are 3 action items that can help you achieve your business goals. So, for the sake of time, what is one thing from this presentation today? Because it's going to be a lot more we're going to learn in the next couple of weeks. What's one thing from today's presentation that you can put into practice for your business? If I can get a couple hands. Yes. Insurance. Okay. All right. Insurance is very important. Yes. Yes, absolutely. We're going to help you get that set up. You had your hand up? Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay. So, all right. So we're at the end of the presentation here. Now, Nika and Alvin asked me, is there any type of thing we can get for a homework assignment? So, you guys have homework. So, do you have another packet, Linda? Okay. I'm going to use yours as an example. I ain't say all that now. So, on page 29 and page 30, you have 3 action items. It has next steps. What are 3 action items that can help you achieve your business objectives? That is your guys' homework. So when we come back next week, we want everyone to have done their homework assignment and have it filled out because we're going to be asking for your responses on that. How's that sound? Is that fair enough? Okay, all right. Now's the time to ask questions. Yes. Yes, sir. I recommend having the operating agreement, yes. Not for individual, no. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So some payment types, some people don't like to take, like myself, like PayPal
Okay.
or credit cards,
Mm-hmm.
because people, like you said, they like to do chargebacks.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance that you mentioned, it covers those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of covering it, is it that because so oftentimes what will happen is they'll say this is fraud, they didn't really do it or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So does it cover it where? So how does it? What does that look like with the insurance covering that type of transaction? Someone claiming fraud on their end to do a charge.
So, as I said, I told you, I'm not 100% sure. I do know with the insurance, it covers it. I'm not sure of the logistics and what happens. I can find out for you. Yes, I can do that. Absolutely. Yes.
As far as the two business accounts,
Mm-hmm.
should they be at the same bank, or is it just like personal preference on should you deal with two different banks for your business and your personal?
It's personal preference. So I know I have some business owners, they have their checking account at one bank, and then their business savings, they have it maybe another bank that's far out. So that way they're not dipping into it, they're not touching it, they keep it separate. So it's personal preference. Yes. It all depends on you. Some people just have one account, they run everything through, that's fine. Some have 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can manage it, great. You want to do what's best for you so you can keep track of it.
Okay. But that's because this account goes into this account, this
you know, it depends. It's easier for myself to separate the funds and everything, drop it in one bucket, and then you have to figure out, okay, now this is from here, this is from here. I mean, that's just for my business.
Yeah, and the accountant will probably tell you it's better to have separate accounts because you can see your expenses differently in your cash flow. So, yeah, I would just check out an accountant. Multiple people have a few accounts.
Yes, ma'am. Very good question. Yes. So there's different types. So for example, you guys just starting out. Truist has something called a simple basic business checking account. So there's no monthly fee. There's no minimum balance. As you're just starting out, you're probably not going to do over 50 transactions a month. So that's a good account for you to start out. Now, when you start having all that money rolling in, you're doing over 50 transactions a month. We have something called a dynamic business checking. So that kind of goes more to different tiers to how much money you have, other products, services, credit card, things of that sort. But one thing about True is we have an actual conversation with you to see one, how are we going to be using your money, how are you going to be using the account, what your transactions are going to look like, what type of business do you have, so we can put you in the right account. So that way you're not getting overdraft fees, service charges, things of that sort. We don't want that to happen to you. So the banker will go over all that with you. You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. Very good question. So, um, perfect segue. So we have a location in Camden on our waterfront near the Victor Building downstairs. Our next closest one is Audubon on the Whitehorse Pike. Um, And then we have Morristown. We have two in Morristown, one on Lanola Road near BJ's and Acme. And then Morristown Commons, that's over where Mount Laurel, where Target and Wegman is. We have one there. Cinnaminson, Florence. We have a bunch in Jersey. And then Philadelphia, we're all over Philadelphia. Center City, Fishtown, Mayfair, Frankfurt, East Falls. Yes, we're everywhere. So, what I will say about the accounts our main hub that we're going to be using is Audubon. So that branch manager, her name is Jolisa Rosado. Um, she's the next closest one here. She's very good with her business clients. She's from the Camden community. She did run the Camden office a couple years back. So she's going to be the main one helping with getting your guys' business accounts open so that way you're able to qualify for that seed money. Um, so that's very important. Now you may say, Reggie, Audubon might be a far stretch for me, depending where you're at. We can talk one off, and I can see what is a closer branch for you that can help you get that business account open for you. But those are our locations there. hmm With that, this lovely paper that you guys have here. So, you guys came at the right time for this class. So, Truist is giving you the opportunity to earn up to $1,000 for opening a new business account. So, it's good through March 31st. However, the deadline, correct if I'm wrong, that they have to have everything open to qualify is February 8th. That is your deadline. So that's by the third class. You need to have your business account open to be able to qualify for the seed money. So please be mindful of that. I don't want anyone to miss out on this money that these guys are giving you. So some things you can do to earn up to $1,000. Um, if you open a Truist savings account and you have $10,000 or more, and I get it, you may not have $10,000 sitting around. That's all good. That's you can earn up to 400. If you apply for a Truist business credit card and activate it and use it, you can earn 300. And if you open a new Truist merchant service account and process $100 or more, you can earn $300. So the bank's giving you free money by using these products and services. So please take full advantage of it as well. It can help you. Yes.
How much do you have to deposit, like to open it? I know I had two other business accounts, so you know how it's like the initial.
$50. $50 is all you need to start the account.
And what about for if you're doing a personal account? My mortgage is through Truist.
Oh, okay.
But
It's $50 as well.
okay.
That's your opening deposit for personal and business.
Okay.
Yes.
Question. So I already have, like I use Square for my website.
Okay.
For when I'm out vending and things of that nature. this merchant services,
Mm-hmm.
can you incorporate that into, how does that work?
What do you mean,
In
like?
terms of, so I'm assuming that this merchant services, if I'm thinking correctly, is where I would process payments through,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yes.
So with Square, they have their own process payment service.
Yes.
So if I still wanted to use Square